Hello, guys. Welcome to the Security Pulse Podcast. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting one of the leading minds in the telecom space. When it comes to AI, autonomous networks, we see Junaid everywhere. With recognized contributions in Gen AI driven automation, private 5G, and national scale AI deployments, Junaid has become a global authority in shaping not only next generation connectivity but also enabling zero trust. Welcome, Junaid. So when we think about, people hear about 5G, they immediately think of faster phones, better streaming, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real disruption is how the enterprises are moving from faster speeds to more about redefining broadband and also enabling other industries such as healthcare, supply chain, and logistics. And together, they're expanding 5G beyond just mobility and into the backbone of digital connectivity. And let's unpack all of this with Junaid Ahmed. Welcome, Junaid, to the show.
Thank you very much, Taha, and excited to be here and sharing insights on what's shaping our industry.
Great, great. So, Junaid, before we start, let us start with your career first of all. How did you get into telecom? What motivated you, and a brief journey about your early times in the telecom industry and how you have seen this industry evolved.
My journey started in telecom with a strong foundation in core network engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I began my career in 2008 in planning and implementation as a planning and implementation engineer,
Okay.
uh, working in core network rollouts and expansions. This gave me deep exposure to how telecom infrastructure is designed and operationalized, and how critical network performance and architecture are to overall service quality. Then in 2019, there was a lot of hype about AI, machine learning. I was thinking, okay, what should be my direction? And I started one specialization in data science. That was like a
Mm-hmm.
10 courses of specialization by John Hopkins in Coursera.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And when I finished that, that program was turning point. It opened my eyes to the power of data and machine learning. And
Nice.
I started exploring that how these capabilities could be applied to telecom, from predictive maintenance and anomaly detection and to automation and intelligent optimization. From there, my role evolved into more strategic and cross-functional responsibilities. So I started leading, the projects which merged with AI and traditional telecom domains using machine learning to optimize core network KPIs, deploying predictive models for fault management, and eventually designing AI native frameworks for closed loop assurances. So I was thinking, what should be my career move? Should I adopt like towards data science field, go into the machine learning? Then I started thinking that no, I have a strong area which I should leverage, the
Mm-hmm.
network part,
Mm-hmm.
and I should bring these capabilities of the AI and machine learning knowledge and apply in telecom to get most out of it. So that's how my journey started
Nice, nice.
with the AI into telecom.
Exciting, exciting. अच्छा मैं जब आपके recently I've been following you, तो there's a lot of AI topic that you are that you're talking about, uh, but what I see is AI is still at its infancy, people are still exploring, there are lots of use cases coming in, but it's not what I think is it's not about the use cases, it's about that whether those use cases are creating impact or not, or are solving real problems or not. So and we have been talking about AI a lot, but today in this podcast I want to shed light on the fixed wireless access as well as on the private 5G aspect, because I really see that in last 2 3 years, especially in the North America region, there are a lot of operators who are diving into this space, and there are good value to it. If you think at the outset, if you think, we have been giving faster speeds to the mobile users, right? We have been having good use cases within the 5G landscape, but we are not able to monetize 5G up to the level the operators want to monetize it, right? uh, and then we see there's a lot of rural areas where they could not lay the fiber cable, right? So the only option would what the areas have who are not having the groundwork done is to end up using 4G, or to just rely on somebody who can just come in and commission their like the fiber cables on their in their area, right? So this is the thing which is going on. But when I think about like FWA, it really is helping the to like solving the real problem, which is to provide connectivity, which is to provide better connectivity to the end user, and you will get all the things what 5G has to offer as well. So this is what I think is the real sort of game changer when it comes to the telecom world, as well as if you are giving the dedicated spectrum, to the private enterprises, they can also enable more use cases, which can solve real problems for the people as well, right? They can run, or they can create like low latency applications, or they can help enabling other industries such as supply chain and healthcare as well. So this is what I feel is that private 5G and fixed wireless access is really changing the telecom game altogether.
Yes, definitely. Um, FWA is quickly becoming the go-to solution for last mile connectivity because of many reasons. It's agility, cost effectiveness, scalability. Um, अभी हमने नॉर्थ अमेरिका की बात की, तो
Hmm.
नॉर्थ अमेरिका में जो एरियाज हैं जहाँ पे अगर हम फाइबर रोल आउट स्टार्ट करें तो कॉस्ट ज़्यादा लगेगी, टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा लगेगा,
Exactly.
तो वहाँ पे FWA डिप्लॉय करना विल बी मच इजी इन टर्म्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एज वेल एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम एज वेल. अगर हम एशिया और मिडिल ईस्ट की बात करें तो एशिया और मिडिल ईस्ट में इट्स अबाउट स्पीड टू मार्केट एंड फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी.
True.
काफ़ी सारे ऑपरेटर्स हैं जो क्विकली अपने जो स्पेक्ट्रम एसेट्स हैं उनको मोनेटाइज करना चाहते हैं एंड एड्रेस urban congestions as well as rural expansions. I know one operator in Korea
Hmm.
जहाँ पे उन्होंने अपना they deploy an AI assisted planning tool that map
Nice,
urban
nice.
demand hotspots. So instead of wasting spectrum in low traffic areas, they were targeting profitable neighborhoods first. So this speed to market gave them a big edge over fiber players.
Nice.
What makes FWA powerful is its ability to act as a bridge, a transitional solution that complements long-term fiber plans. And जब हम इसको जेन एआई मॉडल्स के साथ अम, अ, उसको एम्बेड करते हैं,
Hmm.
this this can proactively manage capacity, optimize beamforming, and even forecast maintenance before failure occurs. So it's no longer a stopgap; it's essential part of the connectivity fabric.
नाइस नाइस नाइस. एंड अगर हम लोग इसका ट्रेडिशनल सेटअप से, जैसे हम लोग नॉर्मल 5G जैसे जो पब्लिक 5G जहाँ पर यूज होता है, अगर हम लोग उस स्टैंड पॉइंट से देखें तो कोई खास चीज चेंजेस हैं जो कि रेडियो साइड से होती हैं या कोर साइड से होती है टू इनेबल द FWA component, if you think from the overall design, from the technical standpoint.
डेफिनेटली जो सबसे ज़्यादा बेनिफिट है, डेफिनेटली स्पीड इज़ वन थिंग, बट देर आर लॉट ऑफ डिबेट्स अबाउट ओके के 4G में भी तो स्पीड मिलती थी, हम मतलब सम कुछ यूजर्स के लिए तो वो स्पीड भी काफ़ी है, हम वाई वी नीड 5G. तो स्पीड तो एक चीज़ है, लेकिन देन वी शुड टॉक अबाउट द अल्ट्रा लो लेटेंसी एज वेल, द मैसिव IoT एज वेल, द कनेक्शंस. एंड जो सबसे ज़्यादा इसकी जो यूज़ केसेस जो डिप्लॉयमेंट हो रही है वो प्राइवेट 5G की हो रही है. जो गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर्स हैं, ऑयल एंड गैस सेक्टर्स हैं, माइनिंग है, इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर्स हैं, जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, हेल्थ केयर है, इवन डिफेंस रिलेटेड सेक्टर्स जो हैं, जहाँ पे प्राइवेट नेटवर्क आपको डिप्लॉय करना पड़ता है क्योंकि लो लेटेंसी की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, स्पीड की रिक्वायरमेंट
हम्म,
होती है, अपलिंक की रिक्वायरमेंट है। और सबसे ज़्यादा ये भी है कि कंसर्न क्या है कि ये ऐसे सेक्टर्स हैं जो कि लो लेटेंसी पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करेंगे, सिक्योरिटी पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करेंगे। सो डेफिनेटली FWA एक is a decisive factor. How you wanted to revolutionize your the traditional networks and traditional infrastructure for the enterprises. So definitely it's impacting a lot, and it's a positive, I believe.
got it. And अच्छा इसमें मैं दो चीजें ऐड करता चलूँ इसमें, what you said absolutely makes sense. And just to like for our technical audience, because we have a lot of technical audience who follow us, so just to give them some sort of insights to how this is different to what public 5G has to offer. So when we when we talk about FWA, there's a traditionally, like in the design part, we focus on the 3.5 gigahertz spectrum, from the C band perspective, right? And there is in the end unit, so because your end device, for example, a router or a Wi-Fi device has to connect to that radio, so there's a CPE which you install on your premises. I still remember my Saudi days when I was working for Salam. We had this, when we have to deploy that 5GSS solution, we use the CPE routers, to connect to that radios. So that
Really.
is second part, in the endpoint that you need to use. You need to have those CPE devices. The other part is in the network side. In the core network side, there is a quality of service tuning that you have to do, so that the quality of service parameters stay consistent with your CPE. So this is something which you can do on the design side. uh,
Design.
ये तो चले टेक्निकल बातें हो गई, और technical, and we know like private 5G as well as FWA is gaining traction now. What do you think on the AI and cloud, on network evolution when it comes to supporting these use cases, and especially leading towards 6G? What are the things that you have seen in your experience, and what has been working well for the operators?
Yeah. uh, Cloud readiness is central to the evolution of autonomous networks.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional telco environments are siloed,
Mm-hmm.
hardware heavy, and reactive. And if you wanted to achieve autonomy, especially as we move towards 6G, you need an infrastructure that can evolve, that can learn and act in real time. That means cloud native. So, like my work also, my focus is on, I focus on the Gen AI driven automation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I like we design architectures where knowledge graphs and vector-based reasoning models feed into real-time decision engines. And these engines not only observe the network state but can simulate, optimize, and implement actions in milliseconds. So this is
Nice.
the foundation of cognitive networks. For example, imagine a closed loop policy that rewrites itself based on traffic behavior. That's only possible with cloud native infrastructure and AI agents running at the edge. These systems reduce the need of for the manual tickets, accelerate RCA, and unlock predictive capabilities. So cloud readiness isn't about moving legacy functions to AWS or Azure. It's about rethinking network design for adaptability and autonomy. This is the mind shift, which we are or we should be advocating globally.
नाइस नाइस। अच्छा इसमें अगर मैं बात करूं एआई क्लाउड और जेन एआई की, तो इसमें व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट आर द रीजन्स और सेक्टर्स who are adapting these technologies will be most impacted, uh, or I would say they will be more accepting these new applications within the telco space?
Uh, what I see जो भी जो ट्रेंड चल रहा है,
Mm-hmm.
जो सेक्टर्स फॉर एग्जांपल हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर है,
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of advancement and manufacturing sector, maybe बहुत ज़्यादा due to adopting this private 5G and AI based automation. When they brought this into their own infrastructure, they really see a big decrease in OPEX and efficient and enhancement in efficiency. And बहुत सारे और भी सेक्टर्स हैं जहाँ पे
Mhm, mhm.
uh, इन सेक्टर्स मतलब AI plus private 5G is really, helping them in terms of cost. Let's say it's
Mhm,
either it's
mhm,
a
mhm.
OPEX or operational efficiency. जो सेक्टर्स इसको अडॉप्ट करेंगे वो आगे निकल जाएंगे, जो आज के दिन अभी भी ट्रेडिशनल माइंडसेट में बैठे हैं, sooner or later they will realize uh, their decisions.
Of course. And there is this one thing uh, which I see a lot, that AI will replace the jobs. I think in the telecom space, especially, we see there's a lot of babas who are there, in the hierarchical setup, right? General managers, the directors. I have not seen any industry so closed, other than the telecom. And for them to adapt and to learn these skills and to allow other people to help them around, or to speak about change and speak about new technology. I think it will take time, for the telcos to evolve. Yes, there is a lot of use cases, there is a lot of good things going on, but for the real use cases, for the real applications to be built around the telco space, and for the standards to support those applications, this will take some time. So, where do you think? So everybody knows, or at least like as of now, since the work has been really doing, the operators and as well as vendors, they are really speeding up to accept the FWA. Like redesigning. As well as private 5G is being encouraged. But where do you see are the barriers when it comes to applying these technologies, from both the technical as well as from the non-technical standpoint?
Surprisingly, biggest barriers are organizational, not technical.
Okay.
टेक्नोलॉजी एग्जिस्ट करती है, टेक्नोलॉजी एग्जिस्ट करती है, वेंडर्स रेडी हैं। प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पे आती है कि काफ़ी सारी डिप्लॉयमेंट्स हैं जो आई नो दैट के नहीं होती, क्योंकि फ्रेगमेंटेड ओनरशिप है, लैक ऑफ ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन है, एंड रेजिस्टेंस टू ट्रस्ट ऑटोमेशन. तो आई नो वन केस इन वन ऑफ द यूरोपियन ऑपरेटर जहाँ पे आईटी, network, or business, they all were having different KPIs.
Okay. Interesting.
So what happened? I mean, even the system have identified the root cause within minutes,
Okay.
but still troubleshooting dragged them for hours because no one trusted the automation.
Okay. Okay.
The reason is that we need to add explainability uh, to show that why AI made this recommendation.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This will only then improve the trust levels, and then the teams will start relying on that. That's why we emphasize explainability and alignment. When AI makes a recommendation, the
Hmm.
system also show why, the underlying reasons, the impact projection, and the historical context.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once team trusts the AI, they are more likely to let go of manual override and move towards zero touch. So we need a cultural alignment as much as technical readiness. So that's
And
what.
and how do you? So I totally agree with you. Everybody has their own KPIs, and to have a uniform KPI around AI is the need of an hour, right?
Need.
So in your experience and in your work that you have been doing, what new process, systems, maybe mindset, you think like can help creating a unified policy, or at least people, if people can take this sort of steps, uh, they would be like better moving towards a unified policy goal.
Actually, what I feel is AI. When we talk about AI and putting this AI piece into our what we are doing in telecom,
Mm-hmm.
it's a strategic shift. It's just not like कि जिस तरह पहले होता कि आप कोई एक फीचर है या फंक्शन है या एक प्रोडक्ट है,
Hmm.
आपने इंजेक्ट कर लिया अपने टेलीकॉम के अंदर। इट्स अ स्ट्रेटेजिक शिफ्ट, और ये
Correct.
स्ट्रेटेजिक शिफ्ट कंपनी लेवल पे होगी। ये सिर्फ एक नेटवर्क लेवल पे या आईटी लेवल पे या टेक्नोलॉजी लेवल पे नहीं है। ये इट्स लाइक कंपनी लेवल, जहाँ पे कमर्शियल भी आपको, स्ट्रेटजी टीम भी आपकी उस पर लाइन होनी चाहिए और सबकी केपीआई सेम होनी चाहिए। अदरवाइज अगर हर एक की केपीआईज डिफरेंट हैं एंड दे
Mm-hmm.
आर नॉट यूनिफाइड, these issues will keep coming. The reason is some of the use cases जो कि
Mm-hmm.
they might give you benefits very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the use cases, or most of the you can say the benefit you will get out of this AI into telecom is you will get it in long term. So people I see in telecom, they are going after short term benefits. They are not looking into long term. I think let's say we talk about 2030 where the 6G will be, we will see 6G, as but what I think is we might see 6G things even before that, maybe in 2027 or maybe even 2028. You
Mm-hmm.
will see even the deployments happening, or maybe even before that. The way the pace of the AI thing is going on, and cloud things and intelligence. So the the organizations who
Mm-hmm.
will opt now, and they will strategize their KPIs, and they unify this as an approach that okay, they are
Mm-hmm.
going to inject AI into their company, not just in a one piece.
Mm-hmm.
uh, they will be early ready, I would say, for the 6G. Others, they will have to go through this curve, deploy something, and then
Yeah.
fine tune that to reach to a level, where actually it will start giving you the real benefits.
I think my 2 cents on this, Junaid, is as in any other initiative, when you bring in something new, people will first reject it and then they will accept it, right? This is the usual sort of human DNA. Like that is how we work. So what I've seen is what has worked, especially since I've been heavily involved in security and zero trust and all those things, and security has been always pushed back by the business, right? So if I can pull out like if I can pull off security initiatives and enable those things into the business, then I think something has worked for me, right? So because this is the least anybody would want to do, so what has worked for me basically is that you have to first of all create a task group which is whatever change you are bringing. For example, if you want to bring in AI native solutions, FWA or whatever, right? You have to come up with your focus group, which in which you need to have clearly you need to have a clear, explicit uh, design idea blueprint that how you will enable this, what are the gaps you're trying to solve, how will you test it, and how will you implement and do the operations of it. So you have to have a complete end-to-end view of whatever you are doing. That is one. Like second is try to see how this new thing will enable the business. This is very important,
Very
because
important.
if that thing is not impacting business, then it is just a POC. That's it. Okay, it will not be converted into a production system. So you have to first of all find that two three things that this how this new thing will enable the business, whether it's solving customer experience, or maybe reducing cost, right, or maybe improving a KPI which business cares about, right? So we have to take those one two three things. That is like two. Second, like thirdly is you have to project and communicate the right message. For example, if you're taking this blueprint to an executive, you have to speak in the executive language. Meaning you cannot tell that, hey, if this API is being transformed by HTTP to GPRC, this is how it will work. He will never understand this. Try to communicate that, for example, this is will reduce your 20% of the cost that you are spending on this project. It will improve 30% of the customer experience, and this is the problem what they are facing. So you have to speak to their language. That is very important. And lastly, come up with some charter and have shared responsibility metrics. Because if the application team, the business team will not align to your use case or to your solution, they will not give you funding and they will not held be accountable for. So it is important to have, first of all, business alignment, and then speak to their language and have the buy-in from them before you start your project. So this is my 2 cents on the process and how the new things can be shaped up in telecom. Now, uh, moving to our last topic, which is so you have been speaking in a lot of conferences, you have written a lot of white papers, I've seen your work, really, really commendable. So talking about global recognition, so what does global recognition means to you, and how does it help shape telecom directions? Because we like this is very important that people who are leading their work and who have been awarded globally, they also they can also help other industries to grow or other operators to grow. So how do you uh, you know advise that, how what things that you have done, how can it help shape telecom direction?
Yeah. So global recognition is both humbling and empowering. For me, it's not about personal honors. It's about opportunity to contribute at scale. And when platforms like IEEE, TM Forum, OTF, when they feature your work, it validates the need, for these innovations and gives them a global audience. Recently, some of the Gen AI assurance frameworks, which I was working on, were referenced by some of the industry analysts
Mashallah.
and invited into standard discussions. That kind of recognition accelerates adoption because it reduces doubts. So also it's open doors for collaboration. When your work is visible, other thought leaders will reach out to you and you build, ecosystem instead of silos. That's essential for solving cross-domain problems like how to blend RAN, core, and IT operations into one coherent automation layer. So yes, recognition matters not for ego but for ecosystem impact.
Very well said. Very well said. And just to add on to this was, it is important in everybody's career as well that they should impact not only the department or the organization they are working with, but they should also impact the other industries or the wider audience as well, because that is how you will feel the worth of your work, as well as you will feel that motivation to do an extra mile as well. So this is very important. Uh, so what advice would you give to the young professionals who are looking to make an international impact? This is the question I get most, but I'll first ask you, and then I'll give my thoughts as well on this.
Well, my advice is first understand that the future of telecom is not just about protocols, it's about intelligence. You have to master AI, cloud native design, and system thinking. Second, I would say don't be afraid to contribute, write blogs, share your ideas on LinkedIn, join open source projects and standard groups. I see there are a lot of working groups you guys can join. And that's how you build global visibility. And finally, I would say stay obsessed with the why you are automating this process. Why does this architecture matter to a hospital, to a port, or to a rural community? Because purpose driven innovation will always find support. I started small, but by continuously learning, collaborating, and sharing, I've been able to impact networks across regions, and you can too as well. So that's one of my
Very well said.
yeah.
Very well said. I love the last part of it. which is the why part. So everything you do, that is also my 2 cents on this, is whatever you do, you have to have a strong why. Because if you have a small why, there's a lot of struggle getting into telecom first of all, and then scaling up from there, or progressing in your career in telecom. It takes a lot of toll, and because there's a lot of hierarchies. It's not like any other IT organization. There's a lot of as I say, like babas are here. So you have to make your way through those babas. And the only way that you'll be able to do it, that if you have a strong why. And so that is one. And second is, uh, whatever you are learning, AI, security, automation, DevOps, all those things, everything matters, right? But you have to be good at it. So become obsessed to these new technological developments, do hands-on labs, blogs. So whatever you do, just you have to be all over the social media platform. You have to make sure that every CTO, every VP, every director hears you and see you, so that they constantly have you in their mind when they're looking for their next opportunity, or they're looking for next person in their role, in their organization. So this is very important. Be an obsessed guy, who just wants to go all in. So this is the kind of attitude you need to have if you want to progress in telecom. So these are my two main advice, or suggestions to my younger colleagues, or my ex colleagues who wants to progress. Okay, now moving on to the fun part, Junaid. ये हमारा लास्ट सेक्शन है, ये मुझे बहुत फेवरेट है मेरा. इसमें हम लोग रैपिड फायर करते हैं. Will not be asking you tough questions, so we'll make it simple. Okay, but you don't have to think too much. You just have to just answer it out. Okay, so let's start with FWA in one word.
Scalable.
Very good. Most transformative AI use case you have seen.
Autonomous assurance.
Okay, and what is that?
I mean, the thing is, you need to build models, in a way that assure you that, okay, so the value what you are getting out of that model is that has a surety. You have trained them in a way that, okay, that will assure you that, okay, you are getting the right output from
I
that
see. So
model.
it should be compliant and should be
Yeah,
tested, so that whatever it would say, it would make sense for you. Very good.
makes sense. Yes.
Very good. And public versus private networks.
Complementary.
Okay. Book or paper that has inspired you.
System design for future networks is an IEEE special issue.
Okay. Junaid in Middle East or Junaid in North America?
Uh, Middle East.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, last question. That's my favorite. So, if you have given one sort of magic stick to change something in telecom, what will you change, and why?
I will change the mindset.
Very good.
Now,
Well,
yeah. Currently, like even one before, also you mentioned that everybody are the babas. They say that कि AI जो है वो they will replace humans. So that mindset we need to change. The reason is we must keep humans in the loop, not for the control, but for the creativity part. Because the best networks will be those that can collaborate with humans to continuously evolve. Actually, that's the direction I feel that I should be helping in, shaping this, and that's one of the thing I want to
nice,
change the
nice,
mindset.
nice, nice. Chalo, final thoughts. Junaid, it's been great having you. Just a final thought on where is the telecom industry headed in next 5 years? How soon can we see 6G?
6G will be very soon. and I believe we are already moving towards intent-based cognitive infrastructure. The networks of the future will be self-aware, self-healing, and contextually adaptive. AI agents will not only manage just the network, but also they will start, AI agents will start managing the business logic behind it as well. I also see, a convergence of telecom, IT, and cloud in a way that blur traditional boundaries.
Nice.
Private networks will serve public missions, and Gen AI will design, secure, and optimize services in real time. So that's, I believe, the
Nice.
industry
Nice.
moving.
Nice. And perhaps 6G is already here in the market in China. We don't know.
Yeah,
The way Huawei is.
they're still calling it a 5.5G, but actually, some of the things maybe is already 6G.
Yeah. For the world, it's 6G, but for them, it's just 5.23G.
5.5.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you, Junaid. That's been very insightful. I really enjoyed having with you. And guys, please for every one of you, thank you for joining us. It's been always appreciative, and we really like your support. We like how you follow us. It's been very encouraging from you all. We have reached like 10,000 followers, and we have been also followed well on LinkedIn. If you like this show, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask on your comments, as well as reach out to me and Junaid on LinkedIn. He's very responsive, and welcome all your support, as well as all your messages. Any final thoughts, Junaid, before we say goodbye?
Thank you very much for your time also and giving me opportunity to speak about this topic, which is very favorite of mine.
Nice, nice.
Thank
No,
you
no,
very much.
you're welcome, and it was lovely having you. I wish you all the best, and you've
Thank you.
been a great inspiration to a lot of people here, including me. And keep up the great work that you have been doing it. And we need leaders like you. To shape the telecom world. And to have 6G coming up faster.
Faster.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, guys. All the
Thank
best.
you.
See you next time.
See you.
Take a very good care of yourself. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.